Hi there, good morning. I'm working on something a little differently these days. Making a coffee table from this piece of buckeye burl. This is a live edge work. And the thing about this, in terms of woodwork, it's quite a different set of challenges compared to normal woodworking, which would be, joinery, wood preparation, stock preparation, and so on. In this, you essentially get the piece of wood, and all you're really doing is cleaning it and preparing it for a finish, because you want to leave it in its sort of natural state as much as possible. So the first thing I did was I filled some of these large cracks with epoxy and sanded them down. I didn't go to all of them, like here for example, that's not the sort of thing you would do, or this one, but I did some of the smaller ones. And here again there was a large crack which I wanted to stabilize if possible, stop it continuing, so I filled that with super glue and epoxy, and down the edge here. There was a piece partly breaking off here on the corner, so I glued that, just regular wood glue. And then I spent really hours and hours starting here and working my way round, cleaning the surface, so it's sort of in a way nice and smooth. And this burl has various different areas, and what I want to do in this video was just explain some of the tools that I've used. So a fine grit sanding pad, because really I'm just trying to take the dirt off rather than reshape it. So I've got one of these sanding pads here. I've got a Festool interface pad here, just to give me something a little more ergonomic. Chisels to break off some of the bits, like here, if there was a bit breaking off or a bit of bark left on, I'd use that. Watchmaker's screwdriver to get in and clean out some of these areas. I haven't finished this area here. So. Rasp, and then the most common, the tool I use most often, which is just a wire brush, just really to scrape off the dirt. And then I've got my compressor here, just to clean off any dirt. And it is very dusty work, so I've been wearing a mask for most of it. Now I've not done this section, but I have done most of, I started there and I worked my way around. This burl is about 3 to 4 feet in diameter. So as you can see, this is all nice and smooth now, and I cleaned out all the dirt and all the crud and so on, and I've left this, and the wire brush actually burnishes it. I'm hoping that the oil finish that I'm going to use is not going to have a problem. But as you can see, it looks really nice, and even without any finish on it, you get an idea of what it's going to look like, with the colors here, the black and the yellows and oranges. As you work your way around the burl, it gets into more challenging areas, so I used like a little wire brush on the end here, just to clean out some of these more difficult areas. And you want it nice and smooth to touch, and didn't go crazy. I didn't sand this down completely. I wanted to leave some of the striations here. But you can see here, for example, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, there's a little bit of extra here, and I want to take that off. It's gone. So the wire brush does a really good job of taking out that extra layer where you want it, where it's loose. Oops. So that's it. The top sanded only to 100 grit, really to level the epoxy. After I've done the edges, I'm going to be sanding the top to about 320, quite much higher than usual. Normally I only go to 220. I've still got this area to clean up all around here, which is probably the most difficult area. So that's it. It's an interesting project. It is very laborious. It's a lot of hard work getting in and out of these areas. It's not the most fun, but the finished table should look pretty spectacular, I hope. Just to show you on the other side of the workshop, let's rotate this. There's a table that I finished. That is a slab of teak. It's about 7 feet long and about 30 inches wide. And again, that's a live edge piece. Interestingly, on this one, normally you'd have the bevel of the edge. You'd have the bevel on this side, but I put it on this side because I want to maximize the width of the top, the usable width of the top. And I've got some simple hairpin legs there. So that came out really nicely. And that's just an oil finish. I'm using this Livos oil from Germany, and it's absolutely fantastic. Eco-friendly product, very easy to apply, dries very nicely, so I'm very happy with that. So those are the two projects that I'm working on at the moment. Hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks a lot.